Welcome to Career Development and Social Learning, what it means for you today and in the future. This is a graduate research project by Jennifer Zimmerlee for Dr. Sanchez, Amberton University. The world has changed. Remember the good old days? When you got an education, started working for an organization, and then moved up the corporate ladder? Well, these days, and as we move into the future, the corporate ladder is history. Now it's just something we visit on TV shows like Mad Men, a visit to the past. As Kathleen Blinko and Molly Anderson wrote on a Forbes magazine blog in 2011, the corporate ladder is vanishing. They summarize that the enduring model for how companies have managed their work and their people since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the ladder represented an efficient, though inflexible paradigm in which prestige, rewards, access to information, influence, power, and so on was tied directly to the rung you occupied. The problem is that we no longer live in an industrial age, nor is the workforce the uniform group it once was. Most companies have what they consider a formal training and development model, courses, training, or events that the company organizes and employees are required to attend. But if we look at the model provided by No, we see that formal training and development is a small part of the learning process, and that with the corporate ladder disappearing, most companies have not adequately considered development when compared to training for employees, or the effect of informal learning, knowledge management as part of that development. This researcher would argue that companies need to rethink what development is going into the future and consider new ways, such as social learning or technology, as a way to create development for employees and to better retain talent. So what is career development? Let's examine it a little closer. Career development is a term that gets used a lot, but is very vague and hard to grasp. Career development. Do a Google search for career development and you will find hundreds of ideas and definitions of what it is and how to achieve it. Wikipedia has a great definition. Career development is the lifelong process of managing learning, work, leisure, and transitions in order to move towards a personally determined and evolving preferred future. Or we consider this definition from a Canadian career development site, the lifelong process of managing learning, work, leisure, and transitions in order to move towards a personally determined and evolving preferred future. Finally, we can look at No's definition. Development refers to formal education, job experiences, relations, and assessments of personality and skills that help employees prepare for the future. Say what? Yeah, that is just 3 of what is hundreds of definitions of what career development means, which implies each and every company and employee will have a different idea of what career development is and how it is achieved. Maybe we need to look at career development as the proactive planning and implementation of action steps towards your career goals. From an online career advice, careeradviceonline.com. Which means that most employees are going to consider career development as something to benefit them, not the organization. How do you achieve career development? That is a very good question. Like the varied definitions, how you achieve career development is just as varied and debated. Examining 4 human resource college textbooks provides 4 different ideas on what companies and employees need to offer for career development. 4 programs, so you could have formal programs, formal but not very well planned or communicated, or perhaps no program at all. Dessler states that the organization and manager plays a role in career development, but the employee has the full responsibility for their career development. No says that development helps employees prepare for changes in their current job as well as prepare for other positions in the company, but acknowledges that today's careers are protean or based on self-direction and that employees take major responsibilities for managing their careers. Mathis, Jackson, and Valentine state that the development programs improve employee retention and indicate a company's commitment to keeping employee skills and knowledge current. Phillips and Goley considers development the ability to grow and redeploy existing employees into appropriate jobs and roles in the organization. Let's look at this another way. Sports can offer some examples of career development, similar to corporate America. You start learning basics in school, you refine your skills in college, and then you go on to develop your professional career. Baseball has the most visible career development plan, with the ability to go from college ball to the minor leagues, where teams work with the talent to create a successful plan in increasing skills, knowledge, and abilities in order for a player to make it onto the major leagues. Basketball and football have development plans, but it's mainly go from college into your position with increase in training, but not much movement within the company or team to different positions or a future at that particular company and team. Sure, players may go on to have successful careers on the fringe of the sport, but rarely do they stay with that particular team that they played for once their playing days are finished. Golf is much more like what's happening with most career development today, very protean. You want to play, you learn it yourself. You may use subject matter experts, but the drive, the knowledge, the skills, and the plan is all yours. All are great sports, but companies need to have teams. So career development needs to improve employees within that team, not as individuals that go off to achieve their success singularly and then move on to new companies. As we stated earlier, the corporate ladder per se does not fit most companies or emerging businesses of today. Yet old school thought about career development still does exist. These models are based on the industrial model of organized work, where work is a fixed environment, predictable, and easily managed. Management may still have opinions about career development like, don't talk about career development. Ideas like this might make employees leave. Or, we don't want everyone to just change roles in the company. Maybe, let sleeping dogs lie. People are fine where they are. Or perhaps, if there is a job opening, they can apply for it. They know where the website is. We don't need to baby them. Or, I'm the manager. I know what is best for your career. Or, I know we have career development. It's that program thing that the managers nominate employees and they get to go to that cool seminar and then spend the night. Or, the only career option is a promotion to your next level. Career development, a theory. There are many career development theories out there, so many that discussing them all would actually become its own presentation to give them the attention they deserve. Most are traditional approaches that match key personality traits to job skills, environments, or personal growth. Beginning with the trait factory theory created by Frank Parsons in the early 20th century, these theories have actually evolved into 5 major theories. Theory of work adjustment, Holland's theory of vocational personalities in the work environment, the self-concept theory of career development by Super and Sakovich, Gottfriedsen's theory of circumscription and compromise, social cognitive career theory. The social cognitive theory, along with the social learning theory of career choice, or even applying chaos theory to careers, shows that after many years of concepts with career development tending to be consistent, now there is a new outlook on careers and how they are developed. Theories develop just like career development. Modern careers are complex. Generations have different life goals, and the environment and the person no longer have congruence like they did during the Industrial Revolution. Applying a more social examination of careers where ideas such as self-efficacy, outcoming expectations, and personal goals are more readily shaping today's careers than just the need to have a paycheck. And this with the idea that careers are shaped by a wide variety of influences, including personal social networks, shows that like training, career development is starting to evolve. What is not considered by most career theories is that they apply more to the counseling side, one-on-one with the employee, rather than looking at organizations and how businesses can use these theories to create developmental programs for their employees. This researcher has never even considered a career counselor. Have you? Business is transforming, training is evolving, but is the career development program stagnant? Is your company's idea of a career development an annual event on a calendar where managers and employees meet to discuss employees' careers? Are the conversations actually achieving something? Or are the concerns from the employee or issues from the manager keeping this from being a route of discovery on where employees want their career to go and how that can help the organization achieve strategic goals and make the employee feel value? Is your career development plan old school, where the career path is clear, something foretold and preserved on paper, maps so the competencies are well known so each employee knows the way up, manages the career and tells people where to go, make sure a person does their job well and makes sense to the organization? Or have you started to consider the changing times? Is it more adaptive? Is it recognizing that development evolves and adapts, understands that the world is moving quickly or up and may not be the best ways for careers to go, and that competencies are constantly changing? Does it understand that employees need to have ownership of their careers, and organizations will support their needs and wants so it drives employees to help organizations achieve strategic goals? Does it make sure a person is nurtured to help the organization, not just the job? Does it make sense to help the organization today and into the future? Whichever type of development program your organization offers, is it transparent, supportive, and well communicated? In your training and development program, have you made it possible to overcome hurdles that may be hampering its success, such as these questions? According to Training Development Magazine in 2015, only 47% of companies provide career management training to managers. 41% of employees rate their manager as being effective of having career management discussions, and only 17% of companies actually have formalized career paths for the majority of their employees. Managers may be thinking, do I have the answers to the question the employee will have? Is there reward or recognition I can give a good employee? What if this employee wants to change departments? What if what they want is not possible given their poor performance? Do I have the skills to even lead this discussion? Employees may have barriers too, like, what if my manager is not supportive of me? What other opportunities are there? I don't need to learn any new skills. I already know everything. How can I make more money? That's all I need to know. Do I want to even stay here, or should I look to seek opportunity elsewhere? Not just development, retention. Marjorie Durbin recently did an article in Training Development that pointed out that career development has emerged as an important issue in companies today in order to retain valuable employees. Many companies are recognizing that their career development is not achieving the desired results. Employees are often citing lack of career advancement, opportunities, or a clear path as the top reason that they leave companies. To back this up, we can examine two different research studies that look at the role of career development and retention. The study of Kramer, Seibert, Bravo, Wayne, and Linden examines the perception that employees have of development and if it helps to motivate their performance and retain talent. It looked to answer, do employees perceive that the organization is supporting employee development? If employees do not feel like future job positions are consistent with career goals, they may pursue desirable career opportunities elsewhere. If perceived career opportunities are limited, employees may not be motivated to give good performances or learn new skills. Do employees consider development as a valuable resource and a tool to improve their skills and abilities? This study worked to look at things like that were actually valuable to the organization, such as employee performance and turnover, and then linked it to career development activities within the larger context of employee career goals and development. What it found is that career development programs from an organization are very important to employees, and it does actually improve performance and reduce turnover. A second study by Ito and Brotheridge looked at it from a slightly different perspective, in that if you develop an employee's career, will it lead to turnover or will it lead to commitment? This study also found that companies need to commit to providing complete development, including advice, knowledge, skills, and abilities, as well as career paths, and not just leave the career development in the hands of the employees if they want the employee to stay with their organization. So that creates a career development, a new outlook. So now we know why development is so important. Done right, it can benefit the company, the employee, while creating commitment and improving performance. Career growth and learning and development are increasingly important factors for retaining employees today, and that organizations need to adopt a flexible mindset that empowers employees to self-manage their careers within the organization by building talent and skills. But it needs to be a team effort for the good of every employee and the organization itself. Things to consider when building a career development program. Is the development program flexible? Is it transparent and supportive? Does it communicate opportunity? Does it expand career options? Is talent rewarded? What about initiative? Look at career transitions in a different direction, not just an upward ladder. Avoid the one-size-fits-all approach. Address skill sets that change rapidly. Empowers the employee while supporting strategic goals. It needs to consider how careers are built, how to achieve participation, how work gets done, how roles are interconnected, and how careers can possibly be expanded or adapted. It means a conversation where values are explored, aspirations are defined, skills are assessed, and options are researched. Then a career map can be stepped out. Career development sounds good, right? So how does a company change their current program, create a program, or help their employees achieve career development that is team and organized based, not individualized? One of the easiest ways is to go new school or technology based. As we learn from the newer career theories, social learning is an excellent way to improve careers, and today's technology can help. Social learning, new school development. No defines social learning as embedded learning that occurs as needed, collaborative, and integrated with knowledge management. It is learning with and from others. It can be face-to-face, but more often these days it's done using technology such as social network sites like Twitter, Facebook, or blogs, and can be accessed on multiple technology platforms such as tablets, smartphones, and laptops. Social networks, both at work with coworkers or with strangers on the World Wide Web, allows employees to reach out beyond their current environment and allows support, creation of ideas, encouraging peers, and even mentors that organizations may not be able to provide formally. This idea of a support team being created and maintained comes from the social cognitive career theory as a career counselor's framework to help create career success. These technologies and social networks improve the ability for employees to have access to subject matter experts that allow both employees and organizations to create career development ideas and pathways. So how does social learning career development work? Well, when we look at what organizations are, we see that companies are communities of human beings who function effectively together. If social learning is learning from peers who have similar experiences or advice to help each other out, then development is a natural form of social learning. It can help at every level of development, from the employee themselves to managers and even upper executives. Social learning may be what helps companies turn development into something managers, employees, and organizations can actually look forward to. Tools of social relations are not only sources of stimulation and guidance, but can also be vehicles of thought. Social learning is not just one person learning, but the person plus the whole system. Social learning allows for locating of experts, refining the wisdom of crowds, knowledge caption and sharing that creates both formal and informal learning. If employees need to be in charge of their own career development, then social learning allows employees to grow in areas that they feel they need to, while still receiving formal training from the organization. So here are some examples from some companies that today are using technology and social learning to create career development for their employees. Google has a self-service career site that allows for custom messaging to be pushed to employees based on what the employee puts in for career plans or interests. In other words, if you're interested in management, you would put this on the site and it would go out to other managers who could give you feedback on how to achieve the idea of becoming a manager. Interpath offers social engagement software that uses intelligent matching to create a place for employees with similar goals or ideas to connect, kind of a message board system. NCB Bank has an online talent management system that creates a talent pool for managers to search for potential employees who actually aspire to learn new career skills and advance their career. Apple and Autodesk have online platforms that support employee development and skills training. GM has Track, which includes an online platform to create the ability to network socially. These are just a few examples of what companies are doing currently. If building an internal network or software program isn't an option, here are a few other things that you could consider. Yammer is a private social network that can help employees collaborate across departments. It has a chat ability and message boards and encourages collaboration and information sharing. Feedly is a newsfeed software that can create news feeds, share collection of blogs, or even YouTube channels that create relevant topics to share information to groups. Twitter allows users to curate content for one another. Using the right hashtag can find thousands of practitioners posting links, blog entries, and other ideas at any given moment. RSS feeds retrieves new posts from blogs, allowing information about specific subjects like career development to be easily found, archived, and retrieved. Open, or quote, unconferences, are participant-driven meetings created online to explore specific topics. YouTube has whole channels and videos existing to help learn and better skills. An example of one of those channels would be the TED Talks. LinkedIn has become a place where people hone and project specifically know-hows about careers and then share that expertise while creating new networks. These are just a few of examples of the many options out there to create social learning. So, for some fun, spend some time using various hashtags on Twitter, such as career development or social learning, or look things up on YouTube. You'll find a plethora of information out there useful for employees and organizations alike. So in conclusion, like in training, career development is changing, although maybe not as fast. As we shift from a culture where learning is done to you to the new idea that learning is done independently for the good of the organization by the employee, so shifts career development. Employees are hungry to contribute ideas and energy to their companies, which is why having an actual career development system in place is important. Companies need to consider how careers are built, how work is done, and how participation is fostered. That skill sets are changing quickly and that technology needs to be used effectively for career management to work. Career development programs need to be flexible, measurable, and have the ability to benefit the organization and the employee. Other factors to consider is employees do their own careers but need to be encouraged to think and learn how to improve them. Make sure programs are supportive and transparent and involve managers, employees, and executives. Remember, career development does not mean up a ladder. Now it means movement in all sorts of directions for the benefit of the team. Social networks and learning are very useful tools for companies to use. If a company does use social learning and networks, either internally or externally, make sure that recognition happens for the time and effort to find out information from these sources. Finding a way to measure the success and the time spent in informal learning is important for the organization and employees. More research needs to be done on career development and retention, engagement, social networks, and social learning with career development. In fact, a study by Christina Streichel in 2010 directly noted this in her research, that there is a growing collection of literature about these issues, but very little actual research that pays attention to social networks, technology, and career development. What research that is available makes very clear that career development is important and may need to be combined with other practices such as training to create an environment where employees feel valued and engaged. This researcher would agree. Social learning is a good way for organizations to offer a career development program and for individuals to self-manage their career development by reaching out and learning, improving skills, and networking. The companies that have actual career development programs that are communicated, transparent, and helpful increase employee engagement and retention. More research does need to be done, especially from a business perspective rather than a career counselor perspective, which is where most of the research has been done to date. I want to thank you for sharing this social learning career development journey. I hope that you have learned something just like I did. Now, don't forget to share this and definitely hashtag it. Hashtag career development. Thanks so much, everyone. Oh, and here comes all the references. Have a great day.